I frequent the social media, right? I love Twitter. It's a great news resource for me. I enjoy Instagram. I'm not on Facebook that much. LinkedIn, we're on there. I personally am not on there that much, but it's the thing. I don't let it dominate my life, but I like to pay attention to it. And it's these type of things that this is why I do social media. So recently, a guy by the name of Patrick Kodu, I hope I'm saying that right, or Kadu. His username bails me out. That's his name. His username is sounds like canoe. So there you go. Patrick Kodu, which I'd like to point out to the astute listener and viewer. That's how I said it because I'm hooked on phonics. Here we go. So he recently went on Twitter and he posted this. What are your red flags when hiring? I want your spiciest takes only. Well, that brought out the stories. And so we've got a few here we're going to put on the screen. Here's one from Eric Nowbone. Hope I'm saying that one right. The receptionist test, in all quotes, is pass-fail, all or nothing. Receptionists get a scorecard evaluating how the candidate interacts with and treats someone who ostensibly has nothing to do with the hiring decision. If you're rude to them because they have nothing to offer, you're a pass. Oh, I like that one. So instead of the interview, we're just going to watch how they treat other people in the office. It's fantastic. Good water today, Joe. Next is Alana Pierce. If a man, when asked a question by a woman, only makes eye contact with other men when responding, that's a red flag. Unfortunately, pretty common and a massive indicator of how you treat female colleagues if hired. Now, I got to tell you, this is a person, this is a guy, let's call this out. She says dudes do this. And I'm not saying that dudes don't do this, but I'm a little surprised that there's still that many dudes have their head in the sand. In 2022, a woman asks you a question and you're not going to make eye contact with her. Really? Like, seriously? There was an old cartoon when I was a kid growing up called Captain Caveman. We'll just call those guys Captain Caveman, you idiot. Look the woman in the eye. It doesn't matter whether she's a woman or a man. It's called just professional courtesy. Gee whiz. But can I just also say this, and I'm not excusing this, but anytime that happens, there's something that happened in that guy's life that makes him value or devalue women the way he's doing that. There's something deeper going on there. All right, number 3. People who after midday on Wednesday ask if they can have the weekend to think about it. Do you or do you not want the freaking job? Okay, that one's funny right there, and I don't know if I'm that judgmental about it. So it's midday on the Wednesday. They've been offered the job, and their response is, can I have the weekend to think about it? So you got Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So they ask you for 4 days to think about it. That doesn't particularly bother me the way it did this person, right? To me, it's kind of a, I want to take some time to process it. But this person is a sleep on it only person, apparently. All right, next. Are we still throwing these up there on the screen? Okay. Next is a friend used to take sales candidates out for lunch. Had arrangement with his friend who owned the restaurant. Always had the candidate's order screwed up. Oh, I like this one. Now, this is the character test. Always had the candidate's order screwed up. And then they noted how they dealt with it. Either graciously, just eat the food, or politely point it out. That's great. Any pissiness, no hire. Wow. That's fantastic. Let me tell you why that's fantastic. 9 times out of 10, Alex, I'm going to politely point it out. 9 times out of 10. I'm never just going to eat it unless I'm in a hurry, but I'll politely point it out. But that one time that I was pissy, or 2 or 3 in my life, that would be very interesting. Very interesting indeed. I think it's a wonderful character test. My only challenge with that is, if you do that, you'd have to ask yourself, Is this a character flaw or is it a bad day for them? They're in their job interview. They're stressed out. They're at lunch with you. I mean, are they going to be on their best behavior only because they're with you? See, I flipped that for a second and go, what you took was, oh, this is a great sign, is a person that's on their best behavior because they're in a job interview. I'm a little cynical about it. I like it. I just don't know that I'd make a decision. This was pretty clear. If you're pissy, you're out. Well, they might just be perfect because they're with you. But when you hire them and the first time a customer's a little difficult and they whack them over the head, I think this is a bad litmus test, if you will. All right, next. Let's see here. We've got out of 406 interviews I've done. Let me ask my mom. What? What does your company do again? Fantastic. Let me ask my lawyer. That's an unnecessary flex. I'm going to tell you that one right now. I'm not allowed to talk about that. Total BS. Okay. But you won't be calling my boss, right? There's the person who has no awareness. And then finally, do I have to talk to anyone? This is a person who just literally has no freaking idea what they're doing in their life. I'm going to get a job, and as I'm in the interview, I'm going to ask, do I have to talk to anybody? Wow. And then finally, Sean, a candidate who doesn't ask any questions. That's one of my pet peeves. I'm with you on that one. Can't stand that. And then fault for any professional mistakes, stumbles, etc., is attributed to coworkers and leadership. Again, I love that one. That is a glaring red flag. Okay, let's break that down. The candidates who don't ask questions, and this is a little bit of teaching for you who go in and you kind of go, I don't really have any questions. You need to make up questions because it doesn't look like you care enough to dig. It makes you look like the autopilot worker who's just there for the paycheck. And then the fault for any professional mistakes, stumbles, man, I'm telling you, even if the question they ask you was someone else's fault, take some responsibility for it. You want to show that you are teachable and that you are humble and not, the Mrs. or Mr. Know-it-all.